This is Bernard van Ulden, an up-and-coming star of American cycling for the Navigator squad. Very good time trialist, and now out on course with that perfectly aerodynamic machine.
Bernard van Ulden, a very, very young, talented rider. I'm sure Navigator's going to try to keep him. Bernard van Ulden looks like on a beautiful stretch of road here, going very, very fast, 17 seconds slower than David Zabriskie right now.
Van Ulden having a pretty good ride so far. We'll see what that does when he gets to the finish line, how that translates. You can see the aerodynamic helmet there, integrating with the back of his skin suit there, the long sleeve jersey, the shoe covers, the disc wheel, everything designed for going fast, and sometimes it makes it a little bit tricky to handle these machines.
At some of the earlier races in the year, Bernard van Ulden, whenever there's a time trial, that's who they talk about. He's a very good time trialist. He's won 3 or 4 big time trial stages. And here on course right now is Bernard van Ulden, still doing a pretty good time.
Zabriskie the fastest so far, but Van Ulden less than 20 seconds slower at the turnaround. Van Ulden, he's a specialist at this discipline, one of the best domestically, and he's trying to do a good time today, starting on a reasonable tempo. Going to try to pick it up before the finish. So here comes Van Ulden to the finish line. That is a good time, but a minute and a half slower than Dave Zabriskie. Zabriskie absolutely flying.
Bicycle racing is the toughest, most intense sport in the world, and the hardest kind of bike racing is stage racing. Multi-day events that combine all of cycling's physical challenges. The premier bicycle stage race in the Midwest is the Nature Valley Grand Prix. 5 days in Minnesota, racing through demanding terrain. The premier team in American cycling is Health Net Maxxis. This powerhouse is led by talents from down under, including Kiwi Greg Henderson and Australian time trial ace Nathan O'Neill. Their #1 competition will come from the Navigators Insurance Squad. The Nature Valley Grand Prix, coming up next. And there we look at Bernard van Ulden, another man who looks to go up on top of our leaderboard early here, making a big effort over this 4.5 mile out and back course.
This will set the tone for the whole stage race. Navigators versus Health Net.
Here comes Van Ulden, Bob.
Van Ulden doing the fastest time so far, coming to the finish line. That's a great ride. 8:42, 6 seconds better than Henderson.
Well, we took a look at the man who's really probably going to be up against that Health Net combine all day here. That's Bernard van Ulden in the blue of the Navigators Insurance team as they roll out. It's going to be a very tough day of racing. It's like an ice rink out there right now, and it continues to come down. Riders trying to get off the front. It looks like Bernard van Ulden right there testing himself.
Bernard van Ulden, just a little bit of a gap, but the whole Health Net squad has come to the front, and look at the gaps that they're opening up early in the criterium.
Now, the rider that's challenging Bernard van Ulden of the Navigators Insurance Squad, he's certainly got his work cut out for him here.
He is the first non-Health Net rider on GC. He's 4th overall, about 19 seconds behind our leader, Greg Henderson, but today is a very tough stage. It always determines, to a certain extent, the overall outcome of the Nature Valley Grand Prix.